And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta in our Resistance run. This is the third part of the first stream back from the break. We're going to get to playing the game here. We're in the process of clearing out Saturn. We're in the process of also building some fleet to clear out some of the more minor stuff between Mercury and Saturn. And we are trying to get the aliens off of Earth. And we've got them down to one region. We've got them down to having 3 alien megafauna in that region. So I'm pretty sure in this part we will probably actually finish clearing them out of Earth. So let's confirm our missions and get some time moving.
Offering counsel.
Okay, I think we're going to wait until the month is done here for armies to fully heal up. Green core, okay. So what did I do in the other one? I did something like a battle station, a farm, a material science, a fusion reactor, and 1 skunk works, if I remember correctly, just to get the variety bonus for the events, so we get the possibility of getting an event there. Prison Fleet Aeromeo 874 has complete transfer to low 10th orbit. In low 10th orbit, I think there is, yes, there is a lone tower station in orbit. We will engage that as our beginning here. And we are going to engage that in manual battle. I'm going to be a little aggressive. We're going to come in fairly high speed. If there was a fleet here that we were worried about engaging, as we came in, we'd probably come in a little bit slower. Like that's going to be the first one we're going to engage. Lock nose, let time advance. I am fairly certain that with the entire fleet here, plunking away at the laser cannons, we should be able to handle these as we come into range. Again, battle stations are threatening. They do have quite a bit of damage potential outbound. So they probably could hurt our ships if we left them alone long enough in range. On the other hand, they don't have enough armor, so as long as we focus fire them, they will die. And they will die pretty quickly. As we've shown in the last part, for example. So 1,000 kilometers is around about where we should hit the magic number where guys start opening fire. There we go. There is inbound plasma coming back the other way, so this isn't going to be entirely one-sided. But it's going to be pretty close. You know, the numbers here are based off the distance to the Falklands here, which is not necessarily distance to every position in the fleet. You can see we are taking some damage. This is not harmless. These guys do hurt, and one problem with being more aggressive at closing speed here is that they are getting a lot more capacity to get more effective return fire in. Okay, so one ship was heavily damaged. I'm Not exactly sure what they hit on the ship, but they did damage. Destroy the hab, of course. Okay, and then there is 2 occupied alien sites. There is Odysseus Crater, which does have some capacity to do return fire. So Stone Knife Base. We'll do a high-level bombardment there. Orbital run ends. Although this is on Earth, so to repeat, continue. This is not the orbital warming we have out here in Saturn. Okay, successfully destroyed the base. High level bombardment on the remaining base. Similar sort of process.
Violence is abating. Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Debris doo-doo. So we could just accept that we got some science. 50 science is not really enough. We'll reduce the debris a little bit instead. Collateral damage. Ongoing combat in the Meridia region has caused enormous amounts of civilian casualties and economic damage. We will fund money. Yeah, fund relocation. We've inherited a warship from someone else. A ship probably not worth keeping. Yeah, it looks like an Academy ship. Do you at least have the Delta V to make it to the neighboring shipyard for disassembly? Yes. Then go fly there. And go ahead and... Oh, it's not there yet. Not there yet. Okay. Oh, I should have ticked off. Don't repair, but it did. Okay, scuttle ship. Five more days at least before we're ready to go attack the alien nation again. Bombardment has ended at Swift Spear Base because Swift Spear Base is no longer with us. So with that, we've gone ahead and cleared that planetary body, leaving the only alien base in the Saturn system beneath the protective cloak of Titan's atmosphere. Protecting it from our laser weapons. So back to Phobe, back to the shipyard for a refuel, resupply, and all that stuff. We may even begin contemplating moving out to the next system, but not right away. I think I might try to do a redesign on the fleet here. We've got the shipyard, so it shouldn't be that hard to do a quick upgrade to get them a little bit more efficiency moving around. Troops supporting the resistance as I guess the whole alien base. Cool.
By the numbers.
Okay, so we are officially just at the point where we're waiting for the 21st of September to get all that mission control. Detected a large and fortified alien structure in Switzerland. Okay. Orbital bombardment ends. Repeat and continue. We've completed transfer and we'll begin repairs. So deal with the alien base in Switzerland.
Heading to the LZ.
Ready to go.
And Toko. Again, this is helping to clear up
Going in hot.
abductions. If we do this enough, the aliens won't be able to replace the structures right away. Okay, and our army is ready. The 9 armies we have here are ready to do another attempt at dealing with the alien administration. So we'll give them that move over. We'll do the confirm assignments and let some time pass. Okay, so Romeo 874 has F6 Fusion Plasma LR, so that's the long range versions, and colony ships, and that's it. Okay. Let's see what we can do to upgrade those ships. So F6 Colony LR. I think that's what we've got built there. We want to improve these. So they're already running. The F6 is my short term for the 6th fusion confinement drive. So they've got X6 drive with the F7 power plant on them. It does save us a few thousand tons. Upgrade the battery, upgrade the radiator. They're already running the Hydron trap. Okay, so there's not much that I can do to improve these, because that was the main set of things I was going to be able to do. Yeah, we'll give them 4G of common acceleration. So yeah, and the other thing I could do is I could technically put more repellent on them. E2, for example, sure. And then we can do the same to the fusion plasma, which I think is the line ships we've found with that group. Yep. So we got the drive. Although we'll probably put more engines on it. We'll make it faster, because the weight savings from the radiator upgrade, I think, will radiator and the power plant upgrade will allow that. Six fusion plasma long range E2. I think we're at Skanderberg, so we probably want to fly over to Shaka. We can do the upgrades at Shaka. Yeah, you're at Skanderberg, fly to Shaka. Well, let's have the, because we've got 2 fleets at Shaka, right? We've got 751, which is the one I was planning on upgrading. No, 751 is the one not planning on upgrading, which is actually running P-Torch Titans, which we probably actually want to leave here because the Poseidon Torch is very fissile heavy. Yeah, let's have you. No, you're at Spartacus. No, yeah, you're the Earth Defense Fleet. Let me not get my ships confused. Yeah, so let's move you over to Spartacus. That way, or Scannerberg. That way we can keep the two a little bit more separate, and I have an easier time trying to get the right ones upgraded. Okay, so now for ship construction, we're going to refit docked. I want to refit the ones that are at Shaka. So F6 colony ship wants to become colony ship version 6 or version 2. 167 days for an upgrade. Oof. Well, it is what it is. Saving us metal, costing us nobles, actually saving us some exotics because the new power plant, because of its higher power efficiency, actually just needs to be smaller. It doesn't need to be as big of a power plant. But yeah, that is what it is. So we'll accept that. That's a long repair time or long refit time, but. That's what we want to upgrade, so we're going to wait for that upgrade. It's a shame that's taking more than a year. That's a year and a half to get fully replaced. Fully upgraded. Hoping that will make a pretty big difference. At least will make a difference in fighting situation, because we can accelerate and decelerate a lot faster with these new upgraded ones. It presumably is faster than building brand new ones. Although maybe it isn't, because these were pretty big yeah, it's faster than building brand new ones. The brand new ones would take 278 days. I suppose that's the pain of doing or building them in a shipyard instead of a spaceworks. But it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is.
Offering assistance.
Order is returning.
Things are cooling off.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Down to 2 out of the, like, original 9 alien megafauna we had there, so we're definitely making big progress. I think this will be the first time we don't need to actually withdraw. I think we can actually finish the last 2 off. Unseasonable snow, which is annoying. Although it's getting cheaper because we're keeping the environmental changes under control.
The LZ is secure.
The LC is secure.
There we go. Orbital armor is done because it's done. We're gonna pick aliens someplace else and start bombarding them. Would help. No, we'll try to avoid shooting in our own territory. I think the other big place where there's an absolute buttload of them was South America. Yep, there's quite a few in South America. So there's one. Start bombarding that one. Future Tech, Social Science complete. Being replaced with Future Tech Energy. We're still on release at the moment. And not the beta. The beta has made a lot of the future techs a lot more interesting. There we go. Okay, so with that, the European Union captures alien capital on Earth. Armies led by the European Union have entered the alien capital complex in Quetta region and captured it after heavy fighting. The alien administration has fallen. So we have actually completed one of our primary objectives, which was the aliens must control no more than 0% of Earth's regions. They've been kicked off of Earth. They never arrived at Mercury. We've kicked them out of Earth orbit, or greater Earth orbit, greater Mars orbit. They are still in the asteroid belt. We'll have to go kick them out of the asteroid belt. We're working on Saturn. They have a sword base? I must have missed a base. We're still working on Saturn. Titan, for example, we'll have to bring the Marines in to deal with, or generate some ships with some non-ultraviolet laser capacity to develop bombardment capacity. Uranus is then going to be the next major planetary system, and then Neptune, and then we'll be facing them out in the Kuiper Belt. Fleet-wise, they're down to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So they're actually gaining fleets. The last time we looked at this, they had 10, they're now up to 11 that are 2,000 or bigger. Although, I think more of the fleets are closer to 2,000 at this point. Maybe because they've been splitting some fleets up to do that. With that, I think it is time to tell all the armies here to go hunt some xenoforms. So that we can deal with all the, well, reduce the probability that more kaiju spawn, hopefully. Sorry, taking a moment to sip some tea. Making sure all our armies are tasked right, so they can be a little bit protective. At least in an automated sense, be protective. And those appear to be the case. Okay. So now we kind of have the unenviable task of trying to get rid of all the sort of pro servant capacity so that we don't end up in a situation where the alien nation reforms.
We are going in.
Ready for orders.
So we know where 3 alien structures are. Let's get rid of all 3 of them.
Gear up.
What's the op?
I think public opinion in the EU is high enough that we take the guy off the EU for the moment.
We're going in.
Like so. Yeah, and we got cohesion up over 1 now, so that should help with not having the unrest rising super fast, I think. And of course, we do need to get cohesion up in, at least the resting cohesion up in the EU, because we want to basically put the EU back together. We broke it up a little bit to get into it, because it wasn't us to start with. But now that we broke it up, we want to put it back together. I want to glue the pieces back together, because I'm going to defend less. Okay, so that makes sense, because that's 1. Myanmar, okay. So yeah, Bangladesh is probably the first one we want to be moving into India. And we probably want to do it through covert actions, not through sending in troops. Even though it doesn't look like Bangladesh has an army, but not having an army and being harmless to invading troops are 2 different things. Alien base detected. I think that's in
Offering support.
either Uranus or Neptune area. There's rapid military prototyping, so that'll make our military improvements better. Get the exotic spike radiator going, because we've already started that tech, might as well finish it up. Okay, first batch from Mercury is launching. This is Romeo 941. I'm going to want to merge the new ships into Romeo 941. This as much as they can be. As you can see, the first 5 of them, I think, we're able to all merge in. The rest are going to have to merge into 945. And then we'll merge the 2 fleets. So this is 945, so we'll close here. Join 945. Join 945. Join 945. Oh, it's actually 8 ships. Which is, for what we need them for, is more than enough. These guys are basically going to be going around and dealing with the stragglers between Mercury and where we at in the outer system. That's the plan here. Okay. We can start assaulting Habs, because we can. So that's a wrecked ship, so we can ignore you. Let's take the stations over first, the orbital stations, before we go to the ground stuff. So, Romeo 941. I don't think I can just assault. Yeah, I'm in an interface orbit, so we can assault the ground stuff, but we gotta fly out to the orbital stuff. Please go ahead and rise to face Sierra 1 one. Oh, I see. Is that a fleet? That's a fleet in Sierra, isn't it? Yeah, made in Terra. Okay, so we're going to Made in Terra. Okay, so this might not quite go the way we want, but we'll try fighting it. We'll find out if this fleet even works. It's probably a good way to think about it. We're going to come in high wall at reasonably high speed. There's a decent possibility the siege coils here are not going to be agile enough to hit the flanking ships on the approach. We'll try. Oh, I do have. I forgot I actually equipped this fleet with some lasers. Okay, so let's be a little bit smarter about this. Lasers target the guys that are probably going to try to flank us. Siege coils target the guys who probably aren't going to flank us. If I actually read what I brought for the fleet, I might be able to do slightly smarter, intelligent stuff. But yeah, we got 4 siege coilers here. Decent possibility that can penetrate the point defenses with a small fleet. There goes siege coil and rounds already going. Or is that them firing? That might be them firing. That's them firing. There goes the siege coil rounds. Siege coil's getting through? I think they might be, yeah. There we go. Okay, first ship, we did a few volleys at that ship. And yeah, that many volleys was enough to get through. Probably means that's enough volleys to get through that one, so we should swap to actually shooting up the system, main defense line. Okay, now we're just focusing on the base before us. There we go. Base secured. Successfully destroyed. Resistance there. Now this is a situation where we can take the hab instead of blowing it up. This is a ring course, so this definitely would make sense to just take. So let's go ahead and assault the hab with the Marines.
Violence is abating.
There we go. And we're gonna do a apply hab template. We're gonna apply this hab templates. This is the ring template we've been doing for Mercury. We're gonna write over all existing hab modules. Apply the second template. There we go. Okay. And then these guys are going to want some repairs, so we're going to fly them back one of our stations for repair.
Things are stabilizing.
Do a quick resupply. And then we've got another station out here. We've got, this time, the Protectorate station. Let's go give the Protectorate a bad day. And we're going to engage them. Again, we're going to come in high speed. One battle cruiser. So in this case, we'll just actually have everyone target the battle cruiser. As soon as it's destroyed, we'll refocus on the station. One of our guys has got a more glowing radiator than the rest of them, but otherwise everything seems to be going fine. No, the one we specifically have selected is the one that's glowing. Okay. We technically have everything box selected, but that's the one we were clicked on for whatever reason. It's the illustrious here, not the illustrious. It's Resurgent. I'm surprised out of all of them, it's the one with the radiators glowing, but it is. So, pretty heavy line of, well, probably alien missiles, to be fair, based on the fact that it's a very tight volley coming in here. Tight but short volley. Now, this one's not a ring hab, so I'm just going to destroy this one. Instead of sending the Marines in. To be fair, these got battlecruiser lasers on them. That's why we haven't actually started engaging the lasers. These ones got slightly shorter range. 950 instead of 1,000. Doesn't mean we're shooting most of these siege coil rounds off into the void, because the point defense array is very dead before the siege coil rounds arrive. Okay, so we've docked with the station. Take me there. We are going to destroy this one, so destroy the hab. and it is destroyed. Okay, we're gonna once again descend back to our station to repair and refuel. And from here, we can just deal with all the bases on Mercury itself. Influence cost of direct investment. I'm surprised we didn't have this sooner, set as a favorite. Garoppolo's base captured. The mine is gone, which is probably fine for the moment. How do I want to rebuild this? For mines, I only got one spare mine, and we don't really need that metal. It's probably a good way to think about it. I don't need that metal. We do probably want one layered defense here, so we'll do like a battle station. I'll upgrade one of those to battle station. I'm going to overwrite the other one with a farm, because we're going to need a farm. We're going to need power here, which is obviously solar, because of where we are. One solar farm. Which provides plenty of power. If we're going to keep the military science, we should upgrade one of them. I do want to have Skunk Works for research reasons. Well, for event reasons, really. And then what? I probably want to do mostly command centers. I want to do like 9 command centers. And then we need some more power. So we'll override that little point defense array with the power. And that should be adequate power to power everything. That should probably even be adequate enough power that we can run a mine here at some point. And probably run an admin complex. If we wanted the greater yields on that mine, right? Skunk Works, that's good, that's good. Don't need that military research center. Not going to destroy these. We might override these in the future. We'll see. Did I get a farm in here? Command center, solar farm. Yeah, I got the agriculture complex. So that's probably what we're going to do. Yeah, there's some stuff in here we don't really need. We don't need those two. And I got an empty slot. Oh, and a level 1 solar collector, which we really don't need. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. And then we might replace the mine at some point if we decide we need metal. Okay, next place. Ditto. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Romeo. Ditto, there we go.
By the numbers.
Target secured.
Target secured.
And Ditto taken. The mine at Ditto survived, so that's gonna be one of our mines. That's fine. We had the limit for that. That's not a problem. Okay, we've already got a battle station, so don't need a second one. We'll replace the layered point defense array with an agriculture complex. I suppose the info science is fine. We can upgrade one of those instead of having a military one for that purpose. Upgrade you to a solar farm. Upgrade you to a solar farm. I'll probably provide all the power we need. I do want to overwrite the energy one because the energy one costs like volatiles and radioactives, so I don't want to pay. We'll overwrite that with the skunk works because we want a skunk works. And then again, we're going to do 9 command centers. If you're playing the beta, I think it's 1 command center per tab in that one instead of just spamming them in high energy places. And they do need a little bit more power, because these 2 modules here are going to cost like 300 or 400 power, and that's not being accounted for in the current power budget. So yeah, we need a solar farm. We'll overwrite one of the destroyed modules. Do I need that info science? No. Do I need that xenology lab? No. Otherwise, everything else is under construction, so that's good. That should power up fine once everything's built. Assault. The next tab. And that base has been taken. This mine is destroyed. That's fine. We didn't really want the mine. This is more to deny than the mine. Okay. We do want a battle station, so we'll upgrade the layered point defensive array. We're going to aggro, or an agricultural complex somewhere. Sure. Over that. Got 1 solar farm. We're probably going to need at least 2 solar farms. Level 2 info science, level 3 info science would work, so we're not gonna go too far to the way. We'll just upgrade that one. Want a skunk works. Say over the quarters. And yeah, we're gonna do the same sort of 9 command centers again. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You're gonna need more power. And that's probably good enough. We'll reevaluate that when that's done. Okay, and then we can assault Hab on again just the next base. Keep going. We're gonna have to go back to Earth, deal with some of the Earth stuff before we get rid of the rest of Mercury, because the month is gonna end. Okay, so did the aliens get any more structures up? I think the answer is actually no. 1. They got one up in Villainous.
Standing
Send
by.
you to go do the Villainous one.
taking it to them.
Where do you need me? Turning up the heat.
Reporting in. Terminating the opposition.
So we'll go ahead and break our way into Bangladesh, and then probably try to merge it into India. Into the ever-expanding India. So America probably wants some more armies. Maybe don't want more armies in Pan Asian Combine. So you're at peace with everyone, you're at peace with everyone. I think we're just at war mostly with the alien nation. Yeah, okay. So let's turn build army off on you. And I suppose in that case, then we can go ahead and basically transfer that over to building more mission control. We got 4 armies in the Eurasian Union. That's probably good enough. So let's take off of build army here. Cohesion's actually too high. Let's put some economy in here. Environment's almost perfected in the Eurasian Union. So we probably want to do something that looks more like that. Start getting the education up. And maybe the economy some. Yeah. Economy, welfare. We want a little bit of welfare so that we can keep it monolithic. We're not necessarily keep it monolithic. Might keep it from getting super bad. Oh, and part of what you've got is you've got rivals. You've got rivals that probably shouldn't be your rival anymore. This will help de-monolithic a bit. Near peer are stronger rivals. I think I just removed the near peer, or at least some of the near peer ones, so that should be less monolithic after that's done. But yeah, focus on knowledge and a little bit of environment because we do want to get up to 10 sustainability here. And then being a little bit of investment in environment will help counteract the fact that everyone else is not doing the same thing. And we want 20 knowledge where we can get it. 20 knowledge on a nation is a trigger for one of the good events. Well, we got 3 armies. Well, I probably do want more armies in EU. Especially if it's a democracy, so it would actually help stabilize the nation. Maybe back off a bit on government. Yeah, let's back off a bit on government, put that into not military, but build army. In fact, I could probably back off on military, but we got military 6 in EU. I think we'll take everyone else up to 5 that I care about. Oh, yeah, you don't need that much environment. Put some more knowledge on you. Yeah, let's do that. Make Japan a little bit better. So we can get the democracy up in Japan, we can get the economy up in Japan, and we got enough environment there, and in theory, Japan is not going to be a drag on global climate change. In fact, the biggest drags on global climate change and the stuff that we own, stuff that we're responsible for, is India and the EU, which is actually the stuff we took off of the Alien / the Servants Protectorates the most recently. So this is the stuff we've only just started, which makes sense for why it's so bad. Okay. Look at the time. This is probably a good place to put a heartbreak in. No, I'll go one more cycle. We'll go ahead and finish off what's left of Mercury. Environment ends, and in particular, there's no repeat here, so whatever we were shooting at is dead. Let's be fair. Whatever we were shooting at on Earth is dead. So should find a new target. Probably in South America. And have the bombardment group start bombarding it. Caesar base has been captured. In this case, the mine is intact. So if the mine does come online, we'll be over our allowed mine limit, which means it's going to cost us some extra mission control to hold it. That's probably fine. We're getting a little close to the mission control limit because some of our modules haven't come online. Right. We are building hab modules that provide a net gain of 180 mission control when they finish. So we're going to have plenty of mission control. There may be an issue where we got a little bit of the cart before the horse there, where the cart's coming a little too soon. Foundry. I definitely don't want the foundry. What I want is I want a gear for an event purpose. I don't need a good gear for an event purpose, is maybe a good way to put it. Right? So the foundry is very slot efficient because it's twice as many gears. Okay, I'm gonna upgrade you. I'm gonna replace you with the lower tier version. I don't need that xenoscience. I do need a farm somewhere, so we'll place that with a farm, so we know we've got the farm. I do need I want a battle station to defend the place, so we'll just overwrite the point defensive array. Low farm's definitely going to stay. The destroyed stuff is going to become command centers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that's as many command centers as I want. I'm going to need more power, so we need to start overwriting stuff to get the power in. So that's all the destroyed stuff, so if I need more power, I need to overwrite something that isn't destroyed. Probably do want to overwrite the materials research. Although, if I want to have a materials research, the level 2 ones aren't too bad. I think it triples. Yeah, you get 50% more science, but it triples the volatiles. Is the problem there. We got enough power. I can probably just accept that we're going to have those modules. Right? We won't worry too much about those modules for the moment. Okay. So we took the place. Mercury group. That's not the Mercury group. That's the Mercury group. Assault the next tab. Assault the last tab.
I will help them.
There we go. So we're a little danger close on the mission control here. What do you do? Because of taking stuff. So we're gonna have to chill our horses a little bit on taking more stuff. Just for these command centers to come online. Like, we'll have plenty once the command centers are online. They're not yet. 3. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Upgrade one of those to a better military one. We want a skunk works. Gonna need a little bit more power. So we got one of you, we got one of you, we got the 9 of you. I think that's all I need. Yeah, we got some. What would have been the extra 3 slots, right? We got a couple military ones in the extra slots that we don't really need. We've got extra solar panel, which we don't need. We've got the mine, which is providing lots of metal, which we don't really need, but we'll roll with it. Oh, and this fleet probably does want to do its repair, 1.2 day long repair. And now I think with that, we've gone ahead and fully taken over the Mercury subsystem. Yeah, so we've kicked out everything that is not... Oh, I say that. The Protectorate's already back. They've gone ahead and put up a tiny little station here with... they're literally just building it. They're literally just building it. Okay. I'm not going to immediately rush over to kill that, because we'd literally be rolling over just to kill it. No competition at Venus, so I'm not going to worry too much about Venus. Next would probably be Earth, so that's probably where I should have these guys fly. These guys, it's probably time for these guys to fly to Earth, is where we're at. I mean, 941 to come to Earth. Fly to... Was it Spartacus? Spartacus. Get there in 1.88 weeks. We're at 480 kps. Let's not. We don't need to be that quick. Save a little bit of fuel. Yeah, if we're just doubling the time we're willing to get there, we save half the fuel. More than half the fuel. I do want these to be here reasonably quick. 2 months. Yeah, let's do a 2-month burn. Again, I want these guys to be here, but at the same time, I don't want to be wasteful of fuel, completely wasteful of fuel. And we need to wait for our mission control to be built, because otherwise we're gonna have things defecting, which is gonna be a mess in and of itself. Exotic spike radiators have been researched. Okay. So if we wanted to make ships even lighter, that's what we could be using. We're not in a rush to do that. We're now no longer doing any energy research because we finished our big energy one. So that makes civilian fusion reactors very tempting, because this is a good priority bonus of 1. And it's not conflicting with what we're otherwise doing. Okay, so that's 30th of September of next year. That's a while out, but
Things are
it's what
cooling
it is.
off.
Order is returning.
We have neutralized the key people.
Member of the West African community. Okay. Our research and development teams have pleased to report they've overcome significant uncertainty and are now able to undertake the institutional Bastions project. Sure, set as a favorite. More mission control will be good at some point.
The LZ is secure.
We are in control now.
We are in control. And as we come to the end of this council round, this is where we're going to go ahead and put the part break in again for YouTube. If you're watching YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. Because we are going to record one more part tonight before I end the stream. I am going to take a short break, if you're watching on Twitch, to blow my nose, check on the status of the slight nosebleed I had before I started this recording to make sure it hasn't gotten any worse. I don't notice any blood coming down out of my nose, so it presumably hasn't gotten worse. But I am going to put a short break in here. I hope you have all been enjoying. We're going to pick up from where we left off in the next part after a short break, or if you're watching YouTube tomorrow. With that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.